Thank you very much, everybody. I'm very pleased to be able to speak here today because this issue couldn't be more important. Congratulations to the organisers of this occasion. Congratulations to everybody who's here. My question, I think, that we all need to ask ourselves, and the question that we need to pose in particular to the Vice-Chancellor of this place, Michael Spence, and to Stephen Garton, his second-in-command, my employers, is what is the university for? What is the university for? Because actually academics and universities have a simple responsibility. Their responsibility is simple, but it's one that can be easily betrayed. And that responsibility is quite simply to serve the truth. And it's to serve the truth by fostering the free and open exchange of ideas. Not just because these are both essential values in any free society, but also because the truth is often the last thing that power and vested interests want to hear. The same is true of open debate. And part of serving these interests is providing forums in which a variety of views can be expressed, so that the university community as a whole can reach an independent judgment on whatever topic is under discussion. That's a very traditional role for universities to perform. And if universities don't do that, if they don't provide a forum for a wide range of different views, then they're abandoning one of their most central purposes. And it's deeply shocking to me that we have to be here this morning arguing for so basic and essential principle as this in front of the University of Sydney. I think there are various reasons that we might advance to be sceptical of certain of the traditional liberal rationales for freedom of speech that we often hear advanced. But whatever we might think of those liberal rationales, a university is surely exactly the context where those very justifications of untrammelled debate apply most strongly. A university is or should be one of those rare and precious places where competing visions of the world can be weighed and assessed calmly and dispassionately. Now, the university's original decision to ban the Dalai Lama's address showed that for the management of this place, other things are much more important than intellectual freedom. For this management, the university's central purpose of fostering free and open and fearless debate very unequivocally took second place. And that, let's not make any bones about this. Michael Spence's original decision made this institution complicit with China's brutal and murderous suppression of Tibet and Tibetan culture. This university is now complicit with that disgraceful position on the international stage. And this is a deeply worrying and desperate state of affairs. The backdown that we've subsequently seen is welcome, of course, but it doesn't change the fact that the management has now deeply undermined the university's commitment to intellectual freedom, and it's shown us that it will subordinate academic questions to political ones if it can get away with it. We've also seen an unseemly and dishonest attempt, first to deny that any real invitation was even ever issued to the Dalai Lama, despite the fact, of course, that the ABC revealed an unequivocal email trail showing exactly the opposite. And we've now seen an attempt to claim various pathetic rationales for the cancellation, such that no students could be interested in the presence of a world religious leader on campus in June. These justifications, these excuses would not have sounded out of place in the mouth of a wheeler-dealer bush lawyer. They are unworthy of the staff and students of this institution. They are unworthy of the Australian community. Intellectual freedom is not a principle that one can observe only when it's expedient to do so. The university's commitment to free and open debate should be absolute and unwavering. It shouldn't be upheld only as a marketing ploy under the glare of TV lights. The time when intellectual freedom matters most is the time when it's threatened by the very vested interests that it threatens to disrupt. And it's at that time that academics and university leaders have the greatest responsibility to take an unequivocal stand to protect it. This is not just about who gets to come to the university. This is about the clash of opposing principles and the side that the university is on. Is the university on the side of religious freedom, political self-determination and the free exchange of ideas? Or is it on the side of censorship, complicity with human rights abuses and brutal imperialist occupation? And the fact that the answer to this question was in doubt very unequivocally for a week and is still under significant doubt is a travesty of the university's stated mission and a deep indictment of its current leadership. I can assure you that as one of the researchers at this institution, Michael Spencer's claim that his original cancellation of the talk was in researchers' interests is absolute nonsense. This decision was not in my interests, it was not in the interests of any researchers at this institution, because it dealt a body blow to the principle of unfettered inquiry, conducted independently and without fear or favour. And it made the university, I've already said it, directly complicit with Chinese efforts to suppress Tibetan culture. This place is not a propaganda tool of the Chinese state. Let me repeat that. It seems to be a message that has not got through adequately enough. This institution is not a propaganda instrument of the Chinese state. It would require an enormous degree of naivety as well to imagine that the situation that we're in now is the only one in which the university's management has put expedience before one of principle. This is intolerable. It's one of the issues that is currently the subject of a severe industrial dispute at the university at the moment. I speak here as a member of the branch committee of the National Tertiary Education Union, and I can assure you that the principles that we are fighting for in this dispute with management, among others, are exactly principles that will hold the university leaders to observing the mission that they clearly have and which they never cease to claim they are upholding, even in the face of such flagrant betrayals of it as the one we're seeing today. We won a specific commitment to intellectual freedom in the industrial dispute with the university. We have forced a back down, or you have forced a back down on this issue today. We have to continue to protest and to continue to demand that the university honour its most elementary obligations, and not just when it has the intention of the world on it, but even and indeed when no one else is looking. If we don't do that, if we're not successful in holding the university to uphold its obligations, there is no point whatsoever any of us being here. There is no point in having research and teaching conducted in this institution. I congratulate everybody for being here today. Thank you to the organisers. Let's keep up the fight and make sure that this never happens again at the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reimer.